Hold on a second. Did y'all just hear that door shut? Listen. Pay attention. Listen. Nice. Welcome back to the channel. Man, am I excited for this. We teased you a few days ago. This car's actually been here for a couple of weeks, and we did an assessment on it, and you know, came to an agreement with the owner that we're not buying it, no, but we're going to do quite a bit of work to it and really get this rig back to about as close to 100 as you can get right now, considering the shape it's in. But I'm telling you what, the shape it's in is not bad to start with. What we have here, gentlemen and gals, 1958 Buick Special. It's got the 364 V8. It's got the Dynaflow automatic transmission, baby blue, white top. It's a four-door, but that just makes the party that much bigger. Look at the fins. We're talking the heart of fins in cars in history. We got some cool stuff going on back here. Fuel. Right there's where the fuel goes in. Now, the Special was the lower line. I believe it went up to Century from there. And I'll probably have to put some text. But this is kind of the base model. But look at the amount of shine that came on the base model. All the stainless, all the coolness. We got full hubcaps, 15-inch wheels, and again, just a beautiful car. The front end of these. Now look at this. That's metal. That's all metal. The only real sign of damage or cancer in this car is right here on the passenger side headlight bucket. A lot of times these cars would spit stuff up, the tires would, or more than likely, and we'll open the hood and I'll show you, but it could be like a battery explosion type thing from back in the day where battery acid got on there and didn't get cleaned off right away. The driver's side headlight bucket is not nearly as bad, so there's something that got to the metal behind there and caused that hole. But otherwise, I've been under this car. It ain't rusty a bit. Look at those rockers. Look at those rockers, guys and gals. Look at that. The rear fenders, just a little bit of pitting and sparkling of rust. Maybe just a little something going on here, but we're not going to touch that. That's just patina at this point. So what are we doing? Let's look inside. And here's a big scoop on this one. Before I show you, now be ready, because 1958 was a long time ago, and the interior of this car is stock. So they replaced the carpet once and managed to find the perfect carpet for the car to go back in it, but the rest of it's pretty stock. So you're just gonna kind of have to hold your breath and you know, hope for the best here. Yeah, I was kidding. Look at these door cards, just immaculate. This is replacement carpet, but man, you guys and gals, check this out. The dash doesn't have a single crack in it. You can tell it's old and aged. This part has a little crack in the vinyl here, but look at that. That is outstanding. The headliner has not been changed, you guys. Look, dome light works. Look at that. Back seat just as perfect as the front seat. We got one little rip in the front seat right here, and I might bring that to their attention. We might get this out of here and have the same gentleman that found the carpet for him do some repair on that before it gets too bad that he can't. But look at this, you guys. We do have one kick panel missing over here, and I don't think I took that off. No, I didn't take that off. We might fabricate them a new one for that. But yeah, really cool. And by the way, the car has a name. I don't necessarily get into the name thing or ignore the name thing, but this car's name is Sparky. Gal that brought it to us, it was bought for her as a high school car, and she's had it since she was a teenager. Same car. Very cool. So in 1958, in the Buick was, you know, every once in a while one of these major manufacturers would be like, I don't want to do it like everybody else. Let's do something different. And you can see it in the styling, number one, and then you can feel it and see it work in some of the how things operate. So number one, you look at some of the dash stuff. First of all, 42,000 miles. You've seen the outside, guys and gals, and you've seen the inside. That's accurate. Now, I will tell you, one of the things we have to fix is this bar graph barrel speedometer. And it has been hooked up for a few months, maybe a year, but this car gets no miles. So even though that's been unhooked for a little while, I guarantee you we're not more than a handful of 100 miles off on actual miles. But you look down a little lower, look at how the Dynaflow shifts. Park, neutral, drive. Okay, but where's the R? It usually goes park, reverse, neutral. Oh no, the R's way over here, and then you have low. Isn't that pretty cool? We've got headlights over here. And by the way, everything works in here, except for we've got to help them get the heater to work. The fan works. We just got to work on the ducting and make sure defrost and stuff like that works. The radio doesn't work. It's even got this little aftermarket AM only solid state radio that somebody added that also does not work. But they're not too worried about that because, I mean, it's got a V8, not loud exhaust, but who needs a radio when you got all this going on around you? We've got, there's your blower motor is here, and look at those knobs. How cool is that? Radio clock. The clock does not work. I don't think that's high on their list. We've got enough more important stuff that we're going to do. Here's your glove box. Nice big glove box. Cool interior. The little glove box light works, you guys. How cool is that? And then we've got the Buick. This is how you take care of your car sticker on there. It tells you what to do with the transmission, tire pressure, engine oil, the key, everything you need to know to make sure you can fully operate and maintain this car. Right there in the glove box. All right, so key. We got a little GM key, this old style GM key. My 57 Chevy had this kind of key. I still miss that car. So you got lock, you got on, and you got off. On. Okay, I understand that. I don't know why lock is one way and off is the other way. So where do you start it? And it guesses 3, 2, 1. Right here's where you start it. You got the gas pedal down here. Give it a couple half pumps. There we go. All the gauges work, you guys. So cool. Now the engine has been freshened up and sealed up. It's leaking again, which is one of the things that we do have to address. But it's sitting here idling just like that. Let's go out and give the engine a look while it's running. I haven't even looked in the trunk yet, by the way. Hold on a second. Did y'all just hear that door shut? Listen. Pay attention. Listen. Nice. Alright. This guy's got 2 levers. One there. One there. your Buick Nailhead 364, I believe, V8. Nothing fancy. We don't have power brakes or power steering, so yeah, you're going to get a workout driving this thing. Still has the generator making electricals, and then we've got our heater fan and stuff. Now the fan works like I said, but we're obviously missing some ducting over there that we're going to address. It's had some radiator work done to it, and then a local company did go through the engine, freshened it up, and sealed it all up. Now we'll go through the list of stuff that we're going to do. In fact, I'll tell you right now, right down on the timing cover, between the block and the timing chain cover, there's a leak, and it only shows up when you're driving down the road at operating temperature. It'll start to leak, seep out of there, and then the fan blows it back. But she is a beautiful running car, and yeah, just immaculate, just gorgeous. So why is it here? Well, mostly little things, but a couple of more significant things. Number one, the leaks, the Dynaflow. The Dynaflow transmission, they have it's a torque tube assembly underneath there, so no exposed drive shaft. All the drivetrain is within is hidden within a tube, and on the back of the transmission there's actually a ball assembly that moves just a little bit. They tend to leak. They always leak. It's just a matter of managing those leaks. But the Dynaflow is leaking there, and unfortunately it's leaking between the bill housing and the main body of the transmission. There's a thin paper gasket that goes in there, and for one reason or another it's leaking there. The unfortunate part of that is transmission's got to come out to get to that leak. So we're going to actually pull the transmission. There's 3 or 4 places where it's leaking pretty good, so it needs to come out, and it's been leaking for a while, so it's just kind of covered in gunk. So we're going to get it out of there, clean it all up really nice, and fix all the leaks, at least slow everything way down. Then we're going to address the oil leaks on the engine. We're going to get the heater and defroster and vents all working good. The windshield wipers, all the vacuum lines are just completely disconnected. I don't know if it has washer fluid in it or not. This isn't super important, but they would like to be able to drive this more and feel safe that if they get caught out in a little bit of rain, that they can get through it to get home at least. So we're gonna try to get the windshield wipers to work somewhat satisfactorily. In the inside we've got the speedometer to do, and then there's a couple other little things. One of the rear shocks is leaking, so we're going to put rear shocks on it, and we got some turn signal issues. Just this turn signal, I believe the bulb is in backwards, is the only problem there. And then kind of the icing on the cake, if you look, and it's been here a bit, so it's a little dusty, but at one point they had her shined up, and it's still, if you look real close, you can still see that it wants, the paint wants to shine. We are going to recondition all the paint on this car, and it'll have some patina marks, but mostly, I mean, it's not that turquoise blue that you see on some of the Chevys. Let's open the door here. It's a legit light blue, guys and gals. A little bit of turquoisey, but not that real turquoise blue that some of these cars are. But yeah, we're gonna clean all that up. That door's shut so nice too, and yeah, really make it look nice and make it run nice, so that they don't have to worry about getting in and driving it down the highway, taking a road trip or taking it to supper, and not being able to get it back home. So it doesn't need a ton, I'm telling you. It's such a gorgeous car. Stay tuned to the channel. Don't wander off. Look for a playlist. There will be one. Right now we've got all the parts I think that we want ordered for now unless we start running into other stuff. Look at this, by the way. That's cool. But we've got all the parts ordered, should be here in a matter of days. We're gonna attack some of the littler stuff while we're waiting. We got to get that speedometer out, because if we can't fix it in-house, we're gonna have to ship it off to an expert. And number one, we got to figure out how much that's gonna cost, and number two, how long it's gonna take. So that's kind of number one. Keep your eyes out for more videos on it. The 58 Buick Special V8 automatic, just a gorgeous car. So the meows out of the bag. The 58 Special is our next big patient. Appreciate guys and gals, dogs, cats, all of you for watching our stuff. Share, tell your friends and families and friends to watch our stuff if they're into cars and tractors and ATVs and anything else I can get my hands on to fix. Appreciate you. Catch you on the next video.